Hello, Duxbury High School. Today we're going to talk about drones and unmanned aircraft systems. We're going to take a look at some of the vocabulary that I've picked out for the topic, and we're going to look at some of the axis movements that drones slash airplanes, helicopters make. So here we go. To start, we got to talk about the FAA, and that is the Federal Aviation Administration. This is a UAS Department of Transportation agency. It regulates and oversees all aspects of aviation. Its primary objective is to, of course, ensure safety. And whenever you're going to be getting your licenses, you're going to have those licenses approved, of course, by the FAA. The location you're currently looking at now is called Betty's Neck. It is located on the Middleborough-Lakeville line. It's a gorgeous area. And here we are. Here's another Betty's Neck shot. This is the causeway that's called Between the Lakes. So the definition we want to look at is the UAS, the Unmanned Aircraft System. And what it's saying is that it's controlled by an operator on the ground. The FAA uses the term UAS to reflect the fact that these systems also include other elements aside from actual air vehicles. Our next two terms, we have AGL, which is above ground level, just refers to the altitude immediately under the aircraft, and then the BVLOS, beyond visual line of sight, which is extremely important. You have to keep your eye on the drone for you to fly it correctly and safely. The next term is field of view, describing the viewing angle from the camera of the drone, which is important as far as cinematography is concerned. And your setup. You need to set up your firmware. It's the first thing you do when you get your drone and you take it out of the box. It's extremely important to have the drone updated. This next term is extremely important. It's called geofencing. Geofencing is the technology that uses GPS to set up a virtual boundary around a specific area. Those areas could be, and of course not limited to, national parks, could be because there's an airport, it could be because it's just an extremely important area in which safety is priority. So you just can't take your drone to Washington, D.C. and fly it around the Capitol. The geofencing will stop you. You might ask yourself, how do drones get that smooth look, those great smooth shots? And the reason is the gimbal. It stabilizes the camera and it remains level while you're filming. It's perfect. Amazing technology. And last but certainly not least, we're going to look at the axis of movement. Now these are all aviation terms. We have pitch, roll, yaw, and throttle. In class, we're going to watch the YouTube link above. It can be found on the Google Doc that I sent you with these terms. So if you're not in class, definitely watch it. And of course, all these examples I'm going to show you with actual drone footage so you get an idea. So let's start with pitch. When the front of the drone, meaning the camera side of the drone, moves back and forth. So if it goes forward, if it goes backward, that is on the lateral axis point. A roll is when the sides or the wings of the drone go up and down. So if it tilts to the left, the right side goes up, left side goes down. And that's the longitudinal axis. The yaw. The yaw is the orbiting of the drone from right to left or from left to right. And that is on its normal axis. It's almost like a pan that we do with a tripod and a camera from the ground. And of course, throttle. Throttle controls the vertical up and down motion of the drone. So to take off, to land, you're focusing on the throttle. Here's a great example with the same subject matter. So here's a roll. We are going from right to left, and using the same subject matter, here's a pitch. this is a positive pitch. We're going forward towards our subject, which is the perfect tree. That is one heck of a tree. And those are the differences between those two movements, axis movements. Our next axis movement example is the yaw. So the yaw, as defined, orbiting the drone from right to left, from left to right, this nice panning, smooth panning motion. The drone is on its normal axis, and depending on the speed in which you want to yaw, you can get a very nice, smooth look, and you can really catch some gorgeous stuff. And our last term for this particular lesson is throttle. Controls the vertical up and down motion of the drone. So this is a straight positive throttle above the bridge in Duxbury. It's a nice shot of the powder point. And here's another example from my summer home. This is in Mattapoisett. So that's my summer house. And just a positive throttle above the tree line can kind of reveal the neighborhood. In this case, the town's on the ocean, so it reveals the harbor. And so those are the movements, the axis movements of a drone. And with those combinations of movements, you create some great drone work. If you're to purchase a drone, there are rules and regulations you must follow, set forth by the FAA. My personal tips: don't fly by yourself and take it seriously. If you have people helping you spot the drone, make sure they're age appropriate to help and they want to help. If you surround yourself with a good team of people, you can get some excellent, safe footage. Of course, all terms covered today are on a Google Doc that is inside of our Schoology account, and of course sent to you directly in your email. So take a look and go over these terms because you'll probably be tested on them. Thanks, guys.